Now you'll notice I've been talking about having to make a hole in the back here. And I'm going to try it without making a hole in the back. And what I've done is, I've mounted the speaker in right here. Now I do recall that when I upgraded my mother's clock in Kelowna to an electronic movement exactly like this, I didn't put a hole in the back. And you can hear it quite well. So I'm going to try it first without the hole, and then if it's just too quiet, well, then I'll make a hole and just rearrange things a little. At least that's the plan right now. Now normally I scuff the back of the dial before I mix the epoxy, but today I kind of forgot. That should be good enough. Okay, so needless to say, we want to have the 12 at the top. I have a faint recollection of making a mistake once a long time ago. I wonder if I should have maybe mixed up just a little bit more glue. Well, the hand shaft will hold the center of the dial down, so it's really only the edges I have to be concerned about. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to put it on. Okay, so there's the top. And, oh, by the way, there's protective plastic on this face already. So if I smear it around like this, it should sort of help to evenly spread the glue. Now this is only going to take about 5 minutes to get to the place where it's set here. Okay, we're coming back up to the top here. Alright, I'm just going to double check. Yep, that's the top. So, here's the 12, 1, 11. So what I'll do is I'll just make sure that the 12 is right in the center of this segment. And that's pretty well it. And we'll just get rid of this protective plastic now. Don't need that anymore. Well, putting that dial in sure made it look different. Now it's just a case of doing the pendulum. Well, I guess I have to put the movement on first. I think in about 15 minutes this thing's going to be up and running. I don't want to tighten everything up too tight because I'm going to have to make a few adjustments later anyway. Now here's something I never had happen before. This pendulum rod is too wide to fit in this little pendulum stem. Gonna have to take it down somehow. Well, clearly I got that problem figured out. Now these hands are just a smidgen too long. Now as you can see, I've decided to go with the serpentine hands. Now as the years go by, these little nuts are getting harder and harder to put on. I have it set here for the classical Westminster chime, probably the most famous clock chime in the world. I'm going to turn the little volume control all the way down to minimum. Don't want it to sound distorted. Now I know this movement is designed for C-size batteries, but all I've got on hand right now are AA's. And they fit. They just won't last as long. And I have to be careful that the wire here doesn't get caught up in the pendulum. So that should be okay. Now the disc also has plastic for protection, but I'm going to leave it on until the last possible moment. Well, I already know what this is going to sound like because this is not the first movement I've bought from Craft Time Clockery like this. Probably won't be the last either. But I know you want to hear it, so here we go. Well, if it wasn't for the squeaking of the floor upstairs, it probably would have sounded pretty good. For the door, I'm going to be using these two pieces of oak and a piece of plexiglass. And I'm not going to use hinges.